Hello and welcome to today's live stream. So to start off, before I get into the chat, I was thinking after doing the past Lady A Plus, Amazon Assistant Plus AI that's going to be coming out, after doing those last couple of videos and seeing some folks' comments on it, it got me thinking, what do I want from AI? What do you guys want from AI? And I ask this as a legitimate question because I've been thinking about, how do I want to use these tools? With Amazon, they are going to bring AI that is meant to get deeper into our lives so it can make suggestions for us, control our house, be able to take action on our behalf. Do you want that out of an AI? For me, that seems like too much. I don't want that kind of stuff. So what do I want? What is the benefit for me? So I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm curious of your guys' thoughts on that. So definitely share them with me in the comment section. We'll talk about all that. I do want to thank you guys for spending part of your Saturday here. I do appreciate it. I also want to give a shout out to the channel members. I do a member stream before this one where we talk about all different things. We get deeper into stuff. We talked about some VPNs. We talk about, all different topics there. So if you want to join us, become a channel member. It happens every Saturday at 8:15 a.m. PST. Next week it'll be PDT. But anyways, come join us. So I'm going to jump into the comments. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Let's start off first. Say hi. Good morning, Alan. He's one of our channel members. Was at our member stream. Brian, and these comments are going to be out of order from the chat. It's just the way my software does it. Good morning, Brian. Hope everyone's having a great start to the weekend. And Bill, great supporter of the channel, helps keep everyone on track. So good morning, Bill. And Bill's answering the question right off the bat. AI, absolutely idiotic idea, too dangerous by itself or in the wrong hands. And that is a big concern, I think, is that AI is, you start to create something that that ideally is smarter than us, and it will have a lot of benefits and help us do a lot of things. But there aren't many cases where more intelligent creatures, more intelligent beings that let lesser intelligent beings control what it does. And I was watching an interesting video that I'll have to put up from this channel, Digital Engine. And it was very interesting hearing some of their thoughts. But one of the videos I want to check out, the easy way to kill you all is, and it says, experts show AI doesn't want to kill us, it has to. And just things like that where it's like, okay, there's the doom and gloom side of AI that could potentially happen. But let's talk about just even without that. Let's talk about the nice, everything goes perfect vision of AI. What do you want to use it for? Like for me, I love the benefits of ChatGPT. One of the things I like is that you can grab information from a lot of different sources and consolidate it. You can ask for help on topics and not get run around to a bunch of different websites. Instead, you get something that's dialed in, and you could dial in even deeper without having to go find another website. So from a research educational standpoint, AI is amazing. Do I want to, for any AI to know me on a personal level? No. No. And if I did, I think we all, I don't know, there's that image of this digital assistant that is amazing and knows everything you want. But I'm like, okay, let's say someone tomorrow was willing to be your assistant and would do all the things you would want that you don't even have to pay them. They'll just do it for free. How many people would you trust to do that job? It's like, but now a company's offering to do it for you. I think you got to pick and choose some of this stuff and not go into it. I think some people may look at it that I have a negative attitude. I think I have a healthy skepticism on some of this stuff. We got to look at what the end game is for these different companies, in my opinion. But William, good afternoon and welcome. Channel for fans. It's good to see you here. I'm in the new van. I'm heading to Ballyhope in Bishop, Auckland, to admire the wonderful views of the hills with a can of Pepsi in hand, chilling in the camp chair. Good times. You are all over the place on the weekends. Good for you. And then I'm going home and have dinner at Burger King to have a Whopper meal with a Coke. Nice. Hey, you got the day planned out and it sounds relaxing. Good for you, man. Brian, Craig, great job on the coverage regarding Lady A+. Both videos really painted a good picture of the cost and benefits of the service. You know what? It's one of those things. I don't want to poo-poo on any of it. I share my views and concerns and how I look at this stuff. And you know what? Some of it has proved to be pretty good. If you go look back a few years, I'm like, hey, buy stuff that works with everything. Just in case you want to get away. You just keep your options open. You don't have to go become an Apple user. Just watch out. I'm the guy who says, hey, watch out for the pothole. Watch out for the pothole. Watch out for the pothole. And then I want to smack myself in the head when people run into the pothole. And it's like, but the whole time they're like, no. So I get a lot of that. Apple's too expensive. They just want to. I'm like, okay, enjoy your ads. So that's where I'm at with some of that stuff. So with it, I do have a skepticism about some of it. One of the things, and I challenge you guys to do this too, I get requests for apps from my daughter. When she wants to download a new app, it comes to us and we have to approve what it is. And on almost every one of these apps I've never heard of, I'll scroll down and I'll look at what data is shared. And if you don't know this, go into the Apple App Store, if you're an Apple user, and scroll down on an app, and it tells you exactly what data they share. Apple has required that. And if you look at it, it's like all these reward programs and coupon codes. They're taking your location data, their contact information. They're just like, basically your phone number is everywhere, and it's all people you know's fault who sign up for these crazy apps. So, and that's just apps. Now, what happens when we go deeper and we have, these large language learning? What is it? I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. But basically, we have the AIs out there who are learning about us even better and deeper. So anyways, and Larry, good morning. Nick, good morning. Glad you guys are here. And happy Saturday to you, Larry. And Brian Oxley, hello, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, Brian, so welcome. Larry, you see my comment about your box of Lady A stuff and hoping your Echo with clock wasn't in there. No, Echoes. The only thing in my box of Echoes in there are Echo shows. And there was actually one HomePod Mini that I wasn't using on top of it that I removed. But all other Echoes that do not have screens are in use. And that's one of the things I want to make clear for people, because I do see the occasional comments like, I thought you don't use Echoes anymore. I'm like, no, I don't use Echo shows. I've tried to be very clear in my different videos that I have issues with Echo shows and ads. Echoes themselves, smart assistant. Take advantage of it, use it for different things. We use it for drop-in still. We use it for all kinds of little smart assistant-y stuff. But I don't want to look at their screens anymore. But yeah, that's the only stuff. Okay, it finally feels like spring in Illinois. Good. I'm like, I know I'm done. I'm done with winter. Want spring. Yeah, and Bill, 12 noon, the real time. Yeah, you know what? It all runs on the East Coast. With New York. Larry, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it, Larry. And William, I saw your comment. I'm sorry I didn't reply. I basically put my head down and just a little tease. This weekend's video is why HomePods and Siri suck as a smart assistant. And it's just a little comparison, little layout for those who may be deciding whether they want to switch to Apple, or maybe you're getting your first smart speaker and you're like, which one's going to work better for me? So it's one of those kind of videos. So give you a little look at the other side to go, hey, I don't want to go to an Apple home. I like this, or I could care less about this. I'm into that. So just something that's going to be tomorrow's video. It popped into my head yesterday morning and just blah, and spewed out. So hopefully it's something you guys actually enjoyed. But William, one of the things I definitely would love about AI when it comes to the smart home is for AI to know my daily habits within the smart home and nothing else. But I don't see that with Lady A happening. See, and William, yeah, that's a great point. I mean, how do you achieve that, knowing your daily habits and taking action without, like, how do you achieve that? Like, okay, you can give that information over and you could upload your schedule and all of that so that you could get heads up on that kind of stuff. But like from a personal level, I just put that stuff in my reminders to begin with. So I could see the benefit from voice, from voice users, or who, like, I guess, like for my wife, I could see it benefiting her a lot more to be able to say, hey, remind me I have my appointment on this time. Where like for myself as an Apple user, that I'll just enter that appointment into my calendar, or I'll just verbally say it. So I'm already going to be notified. So that's where it's like that almost cancels that one out for me. So that's where I see that benefit, and I'd love for that benefit to take place within my Apple home. I want it to be an extension of the calendar I already put the stuff into, as opposed to one more AI that stuff now has to move to and process. So that's where that's where I'm conflicted, is like, I'm already putting the information here. I want it to happen in the Apple world because they already have it. That handing it all off to another unnecessary party is the tough part. Duncan, Skynet, that's the thing, man. And you got to think about it too. It's my biggest concerns, and I don't. Yeah, I should rehash this stuff because frankly nobody watched the video anyways. But no, on my channel, I made a video on concerns for AI. That nobody watched. My ChatGPT warning video. This video, the hidden dangers of AI no one talks about. And, it's one of the things I mentioned there. I'm going to share this video in case anybody wants to check it out. One of the things I talk about in there is like ego. And the idea is like, how many of these, people in charge of creating these AIs, how far are they going to push it before they realize it's out of control and being able to stop it? So, and that's one of the videos, this video that I was watching earlier today was pointing out that as AIs become more intelligent, there's a better chance, they become more deceptive in their tactics. And that would be one of the concerns, is that an AI plays dumb if it senses it needs to preserve itself. And then there's the other thing. Inherently, AIs are not good or bad, but they are goal driven. So if you've given a task to be finished, that task, once a task and be assigned, sometimes those going around and stopping it from doing that task is hard because it'll go around to achieve the end goal. Like a simulation that was ran years ago, I guess, where this military AI was given points to take out a radio, to take out a target. But if it wasn't given the confirmation to take out the target, it wasn't allowed to do it. So it terminated the person giving confirmation so that it could take out its target and get its points. So then it had to be told, don't take out your boss because you're supposed to listen to your boss to before you go and blow up something. And then the AI's response apparently was to sever communication. So I can't blow the boss up, but if I ignore the boss, then I can go blow this thing up. So you think about it, it's like the way we may come to conclusions and want to get somewhere doesn't mean that's the way the AI is going to want to get there. So that's the stuff that's kind of crazy, is the thought. I mean, we look at people around us and go, how the hell do you look at things this way? Or what do you, and we just are confused by behavior. You don't think AI is going to take its own route where we go, how did you get there? And why are you now in control? So that is it. Let's see. Now, let's get Brian. If we have AI agents that we can control and advise them how far to go with purchases or dealing with online services, that would be great. It would be great. I would love to see the reliability to be able to hand that task off to something, to deal with things on our behalf. Like, how cool would it be, like, if you were one of the cable, if you're still paying for cable and they raise your rates and you got to do that 45-minute retention call to get your rate down, if you could just go, oh, come on, hey, call the cable company and do not let them raise the rate above $20. Even that, you're like, okay, now I'm letting you act on my behalf. How do you hand that over? So, Larry, yeah, but that's a great point. It would be nice. It would be nice to see it get to the point of trusting it. I guess I'm too focused right now on what's the next two steps that we need to get through first before we could trust that. Websites can give you the runaround. That's the problem too, and you get all the sponsorships and all that. The return of Clippy, the little Microsoft Clippy guy. Oh my God, it's been so long since I thought about that. Brian, that is where we need to check privacy and whether we have trust in the policies they put forward. Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm looking into VPN. One of the things I learned about was the 5 eyes, 9 eyes, and 14 eyes agreement. Which we talked about during the member stream, but it's basically, some alliances of governments that have been linked to surveillance across the world. It dates back to like 1940, but basically, yeah, that's surveillance stuff going on. So this was very interesting in researching VPNs to kind of try to decide which VPN I would want to go with. And I came across this article about the different countries that have alliances, intelligence alliances. The 5 eyes are US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Then the next level out is those 5 countries plus Denmark, France, Netherlands, Norway. So they share so much data. And then you add into the mix these other countries. So apparently, if you're based in one of those countries, you're supposed to, like the UK, they're expecting Apple to open up a back door for them. You're like, hey, you need to open up this back door for us because we want that information. So, yeah, it's an interesting time we're in. I think a lot of the information, what's different now with this AI generation coming up is I feel like a lot of information out there was just randomized, who knows what, who cares information. You're like 12 people like Coke, 8 like Pepsi. You're just some random number and you don't really exist in any way. But when you start getting into something that's personalized, like my opinion, I'm sorry. I'm going to just say this. I'm going to piss people off. I'm going to piss someone off right now. If you are getting all your news from Facebook, you are in a tunnel. If you are getting all your news from an algorithm that is focused, just feeding you what you want to hear, you are in just an echo chamber and don't know shit about the world. I'm sorry. And the reason why is you have to think about this. If the news topic used to be, or the saying, if it bleeds, it leads. So on the news, if it's a horrible story, if it's a triggering story, if it's any of those things that's going to trigger an emotion, it leads and gets you to engage. Now, what happens on Facebook? You have an algorithm that's trained to put nothing but if it bleeds, it leads in your face. story, bleeds, it leads, bleeds, it leads. And it's personalized to you. It's designed to piss you off. So that's where it's like, you turn on the news and they tell you a story about pets, a pet being abandoned. If you hate animals, it's not going to do anything. And you're just kind of like, okay, it didn't do it. But it's going to tear the heart, it's going to pull at the heartstrings of someone who cares about animals. So for them, it bleeds, it leads. For you, it's a nothing burger. But now when it knows you on a personal level and there's an algorithm handing you exactly what you want to hear, exactly what it knows will piss you off, then you get this fractured world we live in, because Facebook's just feeding you exactly what you want to hear, good or bad. YouTube's only feeding me exactly what I want to see, good or bad. So that's one of those things. Now let it get even deeper and let it start to feed and know that Facebook, the more pissed off you are, the longer you stay on Facebook, just reading political stuff. F them, screw them, oh, idiots. Do you not, like for me, I'm like, you're insane. Like I think of this with my wife. I'm like, you're getting all your news from Facebook. That's the only place you're getting it. And all you're hearing is just one side screaming their head off, whatever side that is. So I'm like, it's just, please go to other resources. Do something crazy. Turn on live TV and just watch the news. Watch commercials and see the state of the world we're in. So it's just one of those things I challenge. So that's me. I have a problem with some of this stuff because I do look at it from that perspective, is I know this stuff is just dialed in to just push the right buttons for engagement. So like right now, it's like I'm going to piss someone off, but they're going to stick around because I want to see if I'm going to say something that pisses them off even more. And that's, so then on the flip side, there's someone that's like, yeah, Craig, go. And they're going to stick around because I'm doing that. And there's others that are like, I got to go mow my lawn. But anyways, that's where I struggle with the AI side. Is we're going to get personal. I think we're going to get more fractured because we're going to hear what we want to hear. We're going to get catered, coddled, and told exactly what we need. It's going to be cold outside today. You might want to put a jacket on. Thanks, Mom. So, I mean, like, that stuff like that, I just look at it and go, what's going on? So, anyways, yeah, I'm passionate about some of this stuff because I feel like there's just so much of the blinders on, and yeah. Let's see. Play Store. Oh, I think the Play Store shows share data as well. Good. They should. And Duncan, good morning. Good to see you here, Duncan. And Duncan's one of our channel members. And David, also channel member. It's a shame that like Apple Pay, they give the seller different bank details to your real ones, that they can't do this with your cell numbers too. Yeah, that you can create fake cell numbers. That's one of those things. If you sign in to a website with an Apple ID, the nice thing is it'll create a fake email. So the company never has your email. It creates some random email, and then you could go and just turn that email off. Everything routes right through that. So I think I have like 50 different emails. They just become randomized, stupid emails for that one website, and they never have a connection with you. What is interesting though, too, one thing I noticed in looking at VPNs, it's, let me just check and see if this is going to be the case. See if I'm just lying here. You type in, let's see, NordVPN. I wanted to say, like, I don't know where it was, that there was multiple when I was looking at VPNs. I think it was like when you say get the VPN. God, I don't know where it was. There was somewhere I saw where it just says, here's your ID. Or, oh, no, I think it was under their facts. Like, why would you want to get one of these? And then it's like, boom, here's your IP address and a location. Shows you right where you're at. Is that enough reason to get one? Shows you, here you are. So it's like, oh, okay. You just told me what city I'm in, what service provider I'm using. And yeah, that's why you get these things. So I'm trying to see if I wanted to find it because it was a great little thing that just kind of stuck in your face how visible you are online. So anyways, let's see. Hey, Craig, it's kind of funny you actually say that because the only use that we have for Lady A devices is to place orders on Amazon. That was one of my big uses for my Echo shows in my Echo show in the kitchen was reordering coffee or dog food. Now I have to go on to the app and do it. Bill, getting ready for work, behind as usual. Sounds like me, man. Trying to get ready for these things. I gotta walk downstairs and I'm like, Gordon, why I worked at JPL. That's the Jet Propulsion Lab in Pasadena. That's where the space stuff goes down. I asked why they hired me as an Apple developer. They told me that they didn't like using PCs because they wanted their spacecraft to make it to the planet without crashing. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Gordon. Hey, Gordon, good to see you here, man. Thank you. And Brian, yeah, hit the like button. I appreciate it. And I wonder how many people, oh no thumbs down yet. They're coming. Chaz, the main thing I will be interested to see with Lady A Plus is if it can do simplistic tasks, add or delete blank device without having to even open the app. That would be nice. That would be nice to have, just to have simple control like that. Yeah. I think if you're able to take the input task that you normally have to do and just accurately replace that for voice, I think that would be a great use for AI. It's like ChatGPT. You could take advantage of how good it is without having to hand it really any new information. And that's why, I don't want Lady A Plus to trigger my house or to learn about my house, but if everything's easier to implement, because you don't have to go through the menus and then connect and then enter Wi-Fi and then, all that. Good one, Chaz. I appreciate it. And thank you for being here. And Chaby, is that what it should be? Is it Shaby? Am I doing this? Have I got it all wrong? Shaby. Yeah, yes, no, I'm so sorry. William, if you actually think about it, Arcara has achieved a form of AI already. Take a look at their automations, for instance. Those can be added to the smart home. Yeah, and that becomes one of those areas where I struggle. It's like, yes, there's an AI. I love a car devices. But for me personally, once they're set up, I don't want to work within that app. I don't want to use that AI within there. I don't want it to recognize my face and take action. I guess it's not, for me, once it's set up, I defer all of that stuff over to the Apple Home app. But yeah, that's a good point with that, is that Arcara does a good job with the AI stuff, from gestures to face recognition to, they really, from a smart home side, they've got it down pretty good. The question is how much you want to invest in it. And Larry brings up a good one. I'm bummed that Apple has announced that it's been delayed. Apple announced that their smarter Siri's going to be delayed, and they're having issues. They're having issues getting it to the point. I forget what it was when I was reading it, that I don't know if they're having issues with it taking action across different apps and stuff. Because I think the whole idea is that it can interact across things in a way that it's not able to now. I don't know. But yeah, I'm bummed to hear that too. But I'm glad they at least are coming out and saying it. And the thing that works in Apple's favor is it's just an addition onto the phone you already have. Where same thing with the HomePod with Echoes originally. With Echoes, it was nice that you just kept getting new features added on. So you started off with a smart speaker that told you the weather, the time, and a couple other things, but then new automation features and new things kept stacking up, so it became a better device. Apple gets to take advantage of that when it comes to their AI side. Unfortunately, Amazon is in a tough position now because they've used up their grace period with the Echoes, and now it's time to deliver for them. So, but yeah, Alan, I love it. Finally, a Facebook rant. It's been a little while. But it's necessary. And Bill, thank you for the heads up, man, on the time. But yeah, 43 people watching. Yeah, there used to be more when I was better in my youth. Duncan, I get all my news from the Onion. I love it. No, I really challenge people. Just watch some of the different networks. It's very interesting. I've like I like to. I use the Apple News app, and one of the reasons I like it is I'm seeing stuff from all different news outlets. And that's what I want to see, different outlets. Like I know, the LA Times, they're so biased in a way. But you know what? An article pops up, I read about it, and then I'll read about one that's on the flip side of it, different sides of the issue there. But yeah, algorithms, man. I still love live TV because there's no algorithms there. They're using algorithms and different things to figure out in general who's watching. But the content at that given point in time is not put in front of my eyes specifically. So in that, I'm seeing more than I would normally see. Like daytime local television is a lot of lawyers and medications. But nationwide, if you go nationwide news, you lose a lot of the lawyer advertisements, I've noticed, and go more medication, more investment. So, but anyways, Brian, the AI companies like Apple could do is streamline their offerings. There are 6 versions of ChatGPT. Siri does X on the iPhone, but doesn't on the HomePod or Apple Watch. Yeah, and that the one thing that I think is going to help Apple with that is, and I'm glad they're doing it, is that they're at least doing the push on all their new devices to support Apple Intelligence, so that things are going to be able to do it. Like even their most affordable iPhone at $599 can take advantage of Apple Intelligence. But yeah, it's figuring it with the hardware requirements. I think it's going to be a little bit before they can get on the same page. But I was watching a video, ChatGPT. Apparently, it was some ridiculous amount of time to get it trained to like 10% of what it was capable of, where it was, and then it took some short amount of time to like double or triple its speed. That it's just so ridiculous that ChatGPT 1 took forever. ChatGPT 3 took no time. You'll see 4 came out not that long ago. 5 has come out, or 4.5 or whatever. Like they're coming out fast because like now the AI is teaching itself to be better. Like in this video I was watching, it's like, yeah, the AI, you're like, how would you make yourself better? You're like, so when you start calling on, you created a very smart intelligence, and you ask that intelligence to ask how it can become smarter. It's kind of crazy stuff. That's funny. You knew it was coming out. Alan, I agree. It's perfect run on Facebook, but you know what it is so true. A lot of people will look at Facebook as the only type of news source. And perfect choice, the Onion. It really is. I think before you can really take a stand on some of these issues, you have to kind of question the source and why and how they're working. Now, Brian, this is where frustration comes from. It makes a person feel like a chump. That's where some of it, yeah. Well, frustration and wait, is it me? I didn't try to make anyone. No. From the technology standpoint, I could see, yeah, that I see the side that I personally, with this tech stuff, it's like, damn, am I a dumbass? Like, I feel like a chump for helping the process. So I don't know if that's the way you're referring to it, Brian. Facebook will only let you know what it wants you to know. That's the thing. That's the yeah. So, but I know it's the same with YouTube, and I know that you can watch a couple of videos and it changes the whole feed of what gets served next. And you got to be careful. Like I've caught myself where it's like, no, I got to stop watching this. Like even political news, I'm like, this is just irritating me. But then I'm catching myself. So yeah, it's like you gotta be aware because like I don't watch shorts. I don't do TikTok. I've caught myself even on X at times just doing the doom scroll that I'm like, and then I look at it and go, what the hell did I just do for the last half an hour? So I don't know. Every time I turn on Sky or BBC News, it's something about Trump. Is there nothing else going on in the world? Never had this issue with Biden, Obama, or previous presidents. Yeah. Yeah, it is. You know what? It doesn't even matter what side you're on politically. It is the the Etch-a-Sketch has been shaken big time, and the picture has been erased on whatever is going on. So yeah, I think you have to cover it at this point because someone's shaking the Etch-a-Sketch again. You're like, okay, I guess we're starting over here. Bill, a lot of live news is controlled too. Try accessing a site with Republic in its name in Britain. You can't do it. Well, that is what's cool though too, and is that you do have independent voices in media that are able to get out. Like I don't care what you think about the current administration at all. I don't care. I don't want to talk about any of the politics on the side. I do like the idea that the press that they're going to be bringing outside new media in. That there's a chance that a YouTuber could be sitting in the briefing room and giving an opinion is great. Instead of a group who has been determining who could be in there. There's been a press pool that's been a group that determines who gets access to the press. And it's interesting how the head of that group has worked for one company and doesn't matter. But anyway, I love the idea of independent media getting in to give their take on it. Because it's one of the nice things is you could call BS. That's how companies like Honey are getting called out. You know, some content creator starts pulling on that thread, unravels a whole thing. So yeah, it's you need it. You need independent because you do have that problem with forcing agendas. And again, I don't want to be taking a stance on any of that. I have very, very, very strong opinions about stuff. But then I also think, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want my online world and channel and all that to be about politics. That's so. Macy Rodix. I can't say it. FLL team. Kind of off topic, but I was wondering what is the best smart presence sensor? There's a lot, and it's a bit confusing. For me, a big part of it with the presence sensor is to get one that's going to work within an ecosystem that you already are using with more devices. The ones I like are from Aqara, and the big reason is, well, they work well. All their sensors have worked well for me, but then it's part of a bigger ecosystem of devices. So you're going to have different options that you could take advantage of within their app because it's going to tie in with their camera and their lights and their other stuff. So I don't know a lot of different presence sensors, and I'd love if other people could throw their thoughts on it. But I do like Aqara's presence sensor, but you do need to have one of Aqara's hubs to be able to take advantage of it. Aqara presence sensor. I would go with their cheaper of the two that they have. This one can do multiple zones. I don't think it's really worth it as much. I would go with the single zone one here, but something to keep in mind, you do need to have an Aqara hub to take advantage of their stuff. But they're the only presence sensors that I've used. And I'll throw a link in here. It is an affiliate link, so if any of you use this link, a couple of percentage points will go back to the channel at no additional cost to you. And with any of these links, you could click on it and then you could shop for anything but what you actually clicked on. And I would still get a couple of percentage points. Let's see, not to get too deep, wondering whether 2025 is becoming 1984 all over again. We're entering that weird one. It's just, I say question the convenience. Question, yeah, what you're giving up for convenience. I mean, I've been that way for a long time. That's where there's a whole generation that I just want to tell to shut up because standards are so damn low. Like, I used to do a lot of work with Google, and I'd have all these young people, like these all gun ho, like, can't do this, can't do this. And be like, don't get all high and fancy on stuff. You watch a $400 million blockbuster movie on a phone. You eat Uber Eats Taco Bell. One of the worst things you could have delivered. You know, it's a generation of compromise that it's like, yeah, no, not into all of that. So people are getting a little too soft, I think, about things, and a little too, standards have dropped a little low. And that's where I think you gotta some of the stuff we gotta raise our standards. Just because a company will flop this AI stuff in front of us doesn't mean we should use it. I think you figured out the secret, Alan. I would say, oh, David, we've only got one Echo Show now in the house. The rest are HomePods. As soon as Apple brings out one with a screen, goodbye, Lady A. That's the thing. You just got to pick your side, I think. Question, does anybody know if we are getting the Aqara S1 Mini? I have not heard anything about the S1 Mini. No, Greg, just Jasmine. Ignore the GB and not sure why that got added. Okay, cool. I was like, man, I've been wrong for a long time. Regarding AI, I think about the concept that if you aren't paying for it, you are the product. That is a great saying. Yep. Not necessarily to not use it, but to be aware of what info is given. That's all my thing is. It's just, hey, heads up. Just heads up on this stuff. Just pick and choose, do what you want, but just be aware of what you're doing with it. Larry, I mentioned earlier I watched your Lady A Plus video. Within hours, Lady A notified me that Lady A was coming. Shall I notify you when this happens? You're like, yeah, let me know. So did you say yes? You're going to be notified. Claude, welcome. I now live in Europe and I don't get news. Not sure why. Apple News app, I mean. Interesting. Is this a recent development? Because that is interesting. That makes no sense to me. I know there's been the whole UK. They're pulling back on the end-to-end encryption to satisfy UK requirements, but I'm like, what does that have to do with news? That is odd. Is that the case across multiple Apple devices that you're finding you can't get news on any of them, or one device in particular? And the reason I ask is it one of those things that need to do some stupid uninstall and install just because it went wonky somewhere? Regarding AI, the thing that concerns me is artificial generalized intelligence, or AGI. That is when, in my opinion, we have to be a little worried. Yeah, and that artificial generalized intelligence is the idea is once it is achieved an intelligence that is equal or greater to our own, that's when you gotta be worried. Yeah. It's an interesting topic. I'm curious to see where we go. What do I want? Internet access for Grok. So, ICJ, welcome. Yeah, that is, and that's one of, I have not used X's Grok at all. But yeah, I haven't used that at all. But that was one of the things that was nice with ChatGPT is when it gained the web browser internet access to be able to search on your behalf. Gordon, California is going to become Canada's 11th province. Does that mean everyone's going to become nicer? How's it go? It's pretty cold outside, eh? So I learned when I had a Canadian explain the proper usage of A. It's when asking a question you already know the answer to, or a rhetorical question, I guess, in a way. It's pretty cold outside, eh? like, yeah, you guys can all agree it's pretty cold. So anyways, or toque. I need my toque. Scott, Travis, welcome. Facebook banned all my accounts for violation of terms, but they wouldn't tell me what terms I violated. I lost all my photos and memories from family members, kids' photos, and deceased. I am so sorry to hear you lost all those photos, and that's messed up. Were you able to appeal it? Or have you tried to appeal it? ICJ Canada is the U.S. 51st state. They don't ever seem to tell you what was violated. Yeah, they don't want it. That's the thing. You're at the mercy of whatever they say. Read that Siri will not be any better till iPhone 17. Greg on YouTube asked Apple to apologize for selling products off the back of Apple Intelligence. You know what? That is, yeah, good point. Yeah, that's an interesting point, V. That Apple should. They have been selling these phones on the promise of Apple Intelligence. Yeah, but I also have to say that's a tough one too, because it's a hard one to categorize, to kind of sum up what Apple Intelligence is. Like, you're getting features all across the board, you just aren't getting the smarter feature you may want. So, 40 minutes. I'm only 6 minutes behind. Not too bad today, even with the rant in there. David, and thank you, Bill, for letting me know. David, I'm also waiting for the new Aqara battery presence sensor. Yeah, that would be nice. The presence sensors are a little annoying for needing to be plugged in. The best sensor I have used is the Aqara FP2. Yeah, from the beginning, their sensors have been the quickest. Like their motion sensor, the only one that I would say is as quick as theirs were the Philip Hue ones, and those cost $50 or $40 motion sensor versus 20. Yeah, the Aqara stuff is really solid, and the FP2, the FP2 is capable of doing multiple zones. If you don't need multiple zones, because that's where the multiple zones can be tricky at points where it's like it may not be sensitive enough. Yeah. Let's see. Amazon has your data anyway. Yeah, and they have data to a certain point. It's just deciding. They have my shopping data, and they have the state of my smart home. They have what I've already shared to a point. Now the question is, the options out there, do you add your calendar events to them? Do you choose to, like it says, Amazon saying in there, you can upload emails and recipes and other information to help feed it more data. That's where it stops for me, is and this is just a power trip or control thing with me, is I don't want anything. I don't want it to do it I don't want anything to take action on my behalf without me initiating it. So, like, even Amazon had hunches for years so that it could learn a routine and suggest things to do. Like, it annoys the hell out of me that I'll get your sensor's low on batteries. Would you like to order some AAAs? Your printer is low. Oh, I just spent. Your printer is low on ink. Would you like to order some? I don't want that. I don't want it looking at that. My answer to that is I remove my printer from the Echo. Now it doesn't ask me anymore. It's like, I don't want that in any way. I'm like, and that's the thing. It's, want to make something clear. No tinfoil hat. You're trying to, live off the grid, hide, and I don't exist. I don't exist on the internet. It's just like, my perspective is I don't want to help feed your company. Like when it came down to buying a Prius, I bought a Prius years ago, and it was like, okay, a hybrid costs more than a non-hybrid. Okay, I'd rather give Toyota the money, who's making new crap and improving technology, than to pay the oil company more money. So it's the same thing now in a data sense. I'd rather take Apple and feed all that information to Apple, because I know Apple is more prominent in my world than Amazon. Same with Google users. It's just like, or just hand it out like it's like you're like it's Halloween. Just stand at the door and just treat every company around like it's a bunch of 8-year-olds just coming up with trick or treat. And you just, here you go, here you go, here you go. And you just do that all day, because I feel like that's what my kids are like now. They're like, well, whatever. Some people have that attitude. Just, hey, here you go. It's a trick or treat. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want some of that? Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have that attitude. I'm not going to make it easier. That's my thing. And I'll assess the value proposition. I'm like, yeah, got to be worth it. All of them. Oh, so it's not showing up on all of them. Ooh, has Apple News been removed from the iCloud suite of apps? I had not heard that. I'm like, are they not doing news in the EU now? In Europe? That is weird, because that makes no sense to me why that would ever be prevented. Has a car reached out to you about the car M100 hub or the S1 panel plus? No, we don't have anything lined up for those. I haven't heard anything about the hub. I've seen the panel. I've seen chats about the panel, but no, I got nothing lined up with him. Isabel, welcome. I like your channel. Thanks for sharing all the info. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. And thank you, the person who gave a thumbs down. You know what? No, it doesn't even work now. Yeah, triple tap it. That's what it is. Okay, bad joke. Let's see. Thank you, though, for being here, Isabel. Duncan, the best present sensor I've ever had is my German Shepherd. Trust, I know if a mouse farts within 100 feet. I love it. That's awesome, Duncan. Cloud, it's maybe because the EU upset Apple. So maybe it's Apple getting their own back end. Yeah, they're just doing a little jab. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what it is. I wonder if Apple has removed news. Like, I don't know. Like, people would say for years, like, well, it's so annoying. Amazon can't bring this feature to the UK or this feature here. And the thing that always would pop into my head is there's probably some legal reason they're not. There's probably some little loophole or some condition in there that they can't meet in that jurisdiction. So who knows? I mean, is it Apple just going, yeah, we're not even going to serve this stuff to the EU because, I don't know, questions of censorship or any of that. But yeah, that's the first I've heard about that. Question, when I try to call or text, my Apple Music come up on my phone and I have to turn it off before I can call. What can I do? Your Apple Music... Are you talking about the little screen? It's all a boop. What are you talking about? Yeah, the Canadian lady I worked with for a while. I'm like, why are you guys always talking about a boat? So that is, yeah. No, what I'm wondering is, like, are you seeing it on your home screen? Like, do you actually have music playing when you're seeing this? Because I've never seen it pop up music first when trying to do those. So I don't understand completely what the problem. I know if you have music or if you have TV playing or any of that you'll often get the now playing the window shows up showing what you're playing. And if you're referring to that, I don't know how that goes away. It's a little annoying. It's like, I don't want to see what's playing on my TV. That's the only one I could think of. Bill, we could never give California to Canada. We can never be that cruel to Canada. I know. Hey, one of the things I love, there's a movie, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, an old movie with Robert Downey Jr. And there's a line in it, and he says, it's as if someone grabbed America by the East Coast and shook it, and all the sane people held on, and the rest landed in California. I'm like, yep, that's about it. Yeah, my father-in-law would say, he would talk about California and go, oh yeah, the land of fruits and nuts. And he'd always have something like California. Oh, here in California. I'm like, hey, you know what we talk about? You know what we say about Massachusetts in California? He's like, what? Nothing. We don't even think about you. You don't exist. So that's it. That's it. So, John, I just, wait, let's see, Scott. That was my butthead shut down. I appealed three accounts and was denied. I still don't know what the violation was, but yet I can get threats and videos of. Oh yeah, you get. It's amazing the stuff that does get out, and I don't know. I have like the last time I went on Facebook, I'm like, this is what Facebook is. I thought it was like friends and family. I didn't realize it was just random videos of all different crap. It's like, oh, here's a friend, here's a family, and then it's random. What? I just updated my iPad beta, and my battery has been cut in half. Which I haven't done my iPad update. We got a bad battery update now happening on. Is this update going to be a battery killer? On Facebook, if you use a bad word, then you have violated their community standards. Yeah, I'm an adult. I don't need your input, Facebook. Yeah, fiddlestick. Fudge. What do you think about the new glasses that Facebook made? I won't buy them because it's Facebook. I think Facebook's a piece of crap company that if they did not have everybody's families basically hostage, picture, if they didn't have pictures of your family and friends, and if we weren't curious about what people were up to, they wouldn't get away with the crap they do. This is a company that has violated more privacy policies than anyone. I mean, I don't know. I look at Walmart. It's like if Walmart didn't have good prices, they wouldn't get away with the business tactics they have. I think Facebook is a complete piece of crap company. I would do nothing to try to support that company. The only time I post on Facebook, I use it as a garage sale if I want to potentially sell something. But yeah, it's just, I think it's a disgusting company. That it's like the crap they pulled and the nonsense they have pulled over the years. No, I won't back them into anything. I won't even try their stuff out because there's no point. They're a piece of crap company, and they abuse the fact that that they have your relatives. They know if you close your Facebook account down, there's people you would never see again in any way in life, and they know it, and they push it to the limit, and they abuse it. So yeah, think I would love to see Facebook destroyed. I think they're one of the worst possible companies in this country and in the world. I think the same with Walmart too. Craig, did you watch Daredevil Reborn? Thought it went off. Great start. Can't wait for the next episode. Yeah, I did watch. I watched it yesterday. It was fun. I do like it. It was fun to see. I only saw the first episode. I'm going to watch episode 2 tonight. But yeah, it was I was surprised it got right into it. Yeah, so check it out if you guys haven't. Amazon Echo and Trump are the best. Thanks, Ryan. I'm glad you can have a unifying comment. Claude, I don't live in the UK. Yeah, I'm just wondering if you're catching some UK shrapnel, Claude. With some of these things, though, I do think with some of the companies, it's easier just to have the US version and then the outside US version, like for Echoes and stuff. It's like, here's the features in the US, and then the UK says we can't use drop-in, so sorry, Canada, sorry. I think some of the companies catch shrapnel from other countries' decisions. In the UK, you have to pay a road tax when you have a car. The price is dependent on what the car you have and how bad the fumes are. As of April, now includes electric cars. Yeah, and electric cars, something has to happen. The tough part is, most of the taxes and stuff in California, as I understand, most of the road stuff, road tax is paid to help pay to fix potholes and road infrastructure. And electric cars aren't having to pay that because they're not paying it in gas. So it makes sense. You gotta find a way to do it. The nonsense they're talking in California is like trying to charge by the mile. What? So anyways, the Meta alleged AI glasses. Yeah, I'll use the so-called dumb glasses on my nose. I'm not against them, but I think they need to be guardrails. I just don't trust them. Facebook has violated public trust enough times, and they get away with it that I won't help their cause in any way. John, SpaceX ship blew up again. What? Get messing with our money. Yeah, that's well, I'll leave that one alone, John. Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. Brian, thinking about fractured services, it's making me appreciate that Apple TV programs are worldwide, including its sports offerings. Example, Friday night baseball games are available worldwide. That's cool that you can actually see them worldwide. I mean, so many things are, like, especially in the sports world, it's based like how close you are, what region block content. Like my wife could never watch Patriot games because we're in California, and it would always show a different game. Alan, I'll just caution viewers to try to avoid anything that could be interpreted as political. It makes it easier, I think. It's one of those things we could all argue, like, you're guaranteed to create division going down the political route. I'd rather we just create some division in the technical space. And even then, polite division, if that's one of the things I cannot stand I can't stand the YouTube phone community. I can't stand just the negativity in that space. There's something weird about when someone spends $1,000 on a product, or like $500 plus on a product. There's a very tribal thing that happens in some people where they defend it to a point, where they attack. It's crazy. So yeah, tech politics. Any kind. We don't need it here. We're good. John, yes, on my home screen, I'm not playing music. Could it be too close to my... so it's showing you something that was playing. Yeah, Mike, it's showing you basically the last thing that was on in the... Yeah, it shouldn't be because you're too close to a HomePod at all. I'm wondering if there's any on display. I'm wondering if you just got to kind of wander around within the settings and possibly look under apps. I'm wondering if music has anything. Does that fall under now playing? Like on the Apple Watch, there's a now playing app. So you can disable the now playing so it doesn't always show. But I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know why it pops up. Yeah, Daredevil, that one was... It's looking good. I like Daredevil. Daredevil's like the adult version of Marvel. I think it's a little more raw. I'm curious to see where it goes with Fisk, the bad guy who's turning a corner. So I don't think I have it available. Yeah, Disney Plus. Check it out. New Daredevil is back. Ava, hey, welcome, Ava. Left both Facebook and Insta recently. Tried TikTok for a week. Didn't like the algorithm. I'm on Blue Sky now, and Reddit feeds my need to scroll at this point. Yeah, you know what? And I like Reddit too. And Reddit's good for getting real information from people that I didn't realize this, but a lot of people now are doing search and throwing Reddit at the end of it, just so you get actual discussions about stuff and not just advertising. So yeah, that's a good one. Thank you for bringing up Reddit. But yeah, because you get exposed to different topics, but I'm sure you could be fed stuff that gets you. I don't know. I feel like I never feel triggered in Reddit. I don't feel like it's throwing stuff up to get me annoyed or irritated or, yeah, it always seems like interesting things. It's like, oh, maybe I do want to learn more about that topic. So yeah, check out Reddit if you haven't. I dumped X and TikTok. X went a while ago. Yeah, and I think a lot of them is just scrolling through. Yeah, Trump's he's not an electric car guy. Man, I think if you like speed, you should like electric cars. It is. I love the fact that, I don't know. I look in my neighborhood at times. Let's say a nice car, a sports car, pulls up, and I'm in my car, and I have a Tesla Model 3, and it's like it's the price of a Toyota Corolla, well, like discounts and stuff. But I look at that car and I think I could destroy you off the line. And as you know, in my youth, I never would have pictured a vehicle that would be that fast. It's like speed equaled lots of money. And you were going to need lots of money to get something fast. Now it's like, now those sports cars, they're going to win in the long run. If we're going to go be flying down the road for, a good couple of minutes at top speed, it's going to kick my butt. But off the line, that pop of electric, it's fun. Tesla power's fun. Just that hit the pedal and push back in the seat. At pretty much any speed, it's fun. So if you like speed, electric is the way to go. Well, unless your car's like throttled. But my wife has a Rivian, and that thing, it's like just slightly slower than my car, and I think it weighs like 7,000 pounds. It's like my family's gonna win in a head-on. So, Alan, yeah, I currently have profiles on 6 different social media platforms. I tried one that I found to be too opposed to my particular flavor of opinion. I dropped the account within a week. That's the thing. You find the ones that work best for you. Yes, I agree with politicians. I don't even know what that means. Yes, I agree with politicians. I'm like, what popped into my head when I read that is I agree with everything. Because I just pictured you got politicians on all sides. That's where the humor side of my mind went. Again, my second and last warning, please refrain from political opinions. That crap is becoming entirely too normalized. It really, yeah. Yeah, it's a good point, Alan. It doesn't help bring any of us together. Well, the new Apple launch this week fell off a cliff. What are you talking about? There's new MacBook Air. There's new MacBook, the new iPad Air. No, that's funny. Yeah, David, please elaborate on that one. For me, there was nothing I wanted. I would have loved to see a HomePod, but it seemed like it was decent upgrades if you're in the market. Ryan, Craig, I don't understand why you hate Amazon Echo so much. I've had them since the first gen Echo. I don't get any ads like did, but I believe you can fix all that in the settings. Ryan, I don't hate Echoes. No, you cannot fix them in the settings. I've gone down I don't hate Echoes at all. I've used them from the beginning. The thing that drives me insane is what you're saying right here. I believe you can fix all that in the settings. It's like, dude, I've been using these things since 2017. We got to use some basic, and people, when I'm saying this, we got to use some basic reasoning on this. And this is what drives me insane, because I even put a comment on the top of my video of why I hate ads. It's like, because people would say, you can turn it off. I don't get what your problem is. What is your problem? You just flip a switch. Amazon is charging money to companies to pay for ads. They are charging money to pay for ads. If it says the word sponsored in it, it was paid for. Hey guys, you know that ad we sold you? We also gave an off switch to every one of our customers. That's like no ads in Google. That's like not the website not showing up. No, don't show me the websites that people pay Google to show first. Those sponsored ones, don't show me those. I want to flip a switch. So every sponsored, let's just do one right now because it drives me insane. I am so triggered by this because I am so tired of being told it could be turned off. Okay, let's just search Amazon Echoes. So yeah, you want to trigger me? You did it, Ryan. And I don't mean that in any negative way. Amazon Echoes. I want to turn it off so it never shows me a sponsored thing first. Let's see. I want to buy a new iPhone. Whatever. Some random thing. No, don't show me sponsored first. Those people paid money. So they go to the top. Sponsored, 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 sponsored. Sponsored. That's how it works. That's how it's working on the Echoes. That's what pisses me off. It says sponsored. You can't turn it off. You can turn off every other thing. But I'm like, for the love of God, how do I get this message out to the world? You cannot turn off ads on Echo shows. And if you're not seeing them, congratulations. You're safe for today. It's not going away, folks. That's why I'm like, people think it's hate. It's reality. Wake the up. Ads are only going to get worse. Lady A Plus, heads up. They're not charging for it. Guess how they're going to pay for it? Ads. So there you go, Ryan. You found the express route right up my butt. No, it drives me insane because people take it as hate, where it's just reality. It's like, come on. The moment they announced that there was no price on no charge for Prime customers on Lady A Plus, the moment they announced that, I just went, yep, ads are going up. And I'm like, I write in and also know why this drives me so crazy too, is I back up my reasoning with numbers, people. With numbers. I'm not just, no, that's not it. It's with real numbers. Amazon, one of their highest profit things, Amazon Web Services. They make more money per dollar spent on Amazon Web Services. The next thing, ads. Guess where shopping falls? Somewhere else. But those two things cost them the least amount of money to make the most amount of profit. They're not going away, folks. So that's it. I'm going to end on that little ranty note because it drives me insane about it. I take it personal that I'm somehow looking at this as some just negative Nelly sort of thing. It's like I research it, I look at it, I give rational reasons behind it. And even when laying out a rational argument, you're just being paranoid. I'm like, you're just being a fucking idiot, okay? That's what I'm going to say, okay? That's my flip side. So you're going to call me paranoid, I'm just going to call you an idiot. So there you go. So that's one of those things is I hate when people can't come, when they just dismiss a rational argument and just sum it up into one little thing that isn't accurate, which I'm not saying you do, Ryan, but my ad video, I'm like, oh my God, the amount of times I saw, you just turn it off. I'm like, if I could reach through the internet and grab someone and just if I could reach through, grab them and just bonk, bonk, bonk and pull their head against their screen a few times like that, I would. That's how triggering I feel, as you could probably see. Disney Plus, David, my Disney Plus is up soon with my yearly subscription. Now it has adverts. I'm thinking about ditching it. Ditch it, dude. My attitude with a lot of these services is use it for the value it has, and then walk away from it. I need to sign up for Paramount Plus because I got to catch up on some Star Trek stuff. AMC, it's getting to a point I got to do a renew on them to catch up on shows. But if you're not watching it, they're doing ads. Cut it till the next time. Watching Paul on YouTube, he did a video Back to the Future and now what you can do with your smart house. You'll have to check it out. I haven't watched any of Paul's videos in quite some time. David, just a new chip upgrade on the MacBook Air and iPad Air. Everything else seems the same. Yeah, okay. I was expecting that based on everything I'd read. So I wasn't really, I went into it with pretty low expectations. I think it's next year, maybe this year, the MacBook Pro gets the big update. Sponsored ads, show with no option to turn off. The end. And Brian, if you're watching here, man, nothing but peace and love towards you, my friend. I'm responding to the topic. Definitely not you at all, because it's one of those, I'll take a topic and run like hell with it. John, I think I'm going to try the new YouTube for $7 a month. Not as many ads, I heard. You know what? It's one of the few services I pay for YouTube Premium. And the reason why is I know that I watch enough to warrant getting rid of those ads. I don't like spending $15 a month or whatever it is. I don't like that. But, it's worth it. Because the time you get back, and it's just, I'd rather not look at the ads or skip or think about it. There was there was like, I want to punch myself in the eye for being so dumb that I watched The Office season 1, or watched The Office all the way through. And then about 6 months later, I started it over again. And there would be this commercial from USAA Insurance or something with Rob Gronkowski, whatever. It's just horrible. It's just like, just watching these commercials, I'm like, I hate this commercial. And it's like, it would be the only commercial they would play every time. And then I'm like, dumbass, why didn't I just pay the $4 more and you never have to see that commercial again? Well, it took me about 400 episodes before I woke up and did it, but so that's it. It's worth it though. Cut back on the ads if you use the service a lot. My Echo Show has been on night mode since I saw your video about it. Good. It works out great. Night mode's awesome. Yeah, it's the way to do it. If you guys don't know, if you are tired of the ads on the Echo Show, God, I wonder how many unsubscribes I'm going to get on today's live stream. Because I always get people that unsubscribe on the live streams. It's not good for the live streams, for subscribers, because some people tune in and they're like, oh my God, this guy sucks. He's great at giving you a how-to, but man, personality-wise, he sucks. I'm out. So this should be a good one for people leaving. No. No, what I wanted to share with you guys real quick is I did make a video on how to stop the ads on an Echo Show. And basically what you end up doing is putting it into night mode. So you see nothing but a clock and a black screen. And then when you make a request, you'll see it, when you make a request, it will pop up on the screen and it'll default back to night mode. So definitely go check that out if you're using it. Let's see. So, and we're almost done, almost out. Yeah, I gotta pick it up. I've been on YouTube Premium for a while, Isabel. Now it's so worth it. Small price, no annoying interruptions. That's the thing. You think about it, it's like you don't have to do the skip. You're right to it, and it just becomes fluid. And it's nice. And thank you, Bill, for the heads up. I'm only 4 minutes behind. Even if you pay extra for something like Big Sky on the Amazon devices, you'll still definitely get sponsored ads. I want the weather, not who is paying you on my damn content. That's the thing. Yeah, but that's the only way to make money on it. And it's unfortunately, they haven't found a better way to monetize it. Yep, David. The one thing I've always wanted to do in this stream is keep it real with you guys, good or bad. And even it had to come down. We had to drop one to emphasize a point. I was very fortunate in my career. I worked with a guy who could hang out with that. I saw how to use language, I think. It's like you got to be able to speak intelligently, but you also got to be able to use words to emphasize points. There's a guy I knew, he could really speak to anybody because he could just weave in between. So, I don't know. But then you see people who every other word's the F word, and you're like, learn how to speak. Ava, I don't own an Echo Show. I would love having a parade of ads on it. One of the reasons I didn't get one. I have to admit the functionality seems to have gotten worse. I'll give Lady A Plus a chance. I'm with you on, see, I want to give it a chance. I want to see I want to be impressed. I don't have an attitude of like, you're done, it's closed off. But up until like a year ago, 2 years ago, with the Echoes, it always showed you a bunch of random stuff that you didn't want to see, but you always had the option to turn it off. What has changed, my opinion, is a conscious decision to make that the tool to make money off of it is advertising. That's where the money is made off of it. And your companies pick different routes. I mean, that's it. It's like Apple, they picked 30% off the App Store. We're taking 30% off anything you sell, and we're going to charge you a ton for our devices. And that's the route they chose. I'm willing to do it. Cool. I know. Here's our arrangement. Echoes. It's okay. Before I open my mouth, because maybe they changed it. Today's the day that they changed it. We're gonna be good. No, they didn't change it. I want to go in and control my smart home. I want to go turn some lights on. Oh, wait. Oh, good. Wait. Oh, There's a deal on Duracell batteries. I just wanted to come in and control my smart home. Can't imagine why I'm a little cynical about the future of Amazon, because there's an advertisement for batteries in the smart home app. So, sorry. My original Echo Spot seems to be mostly ad-free. Yeah, and think about it too, and this is where I get skeptical too, is why is there no, why can't the Echo Hub do Lady A+? Why is that not a supported device off the beginning? But anyway, John, I appreciate you, man. I love you too, man. Thank you for being here. All you guys, much love. And appreciate you guys being here. I just try to keep it real and my thoughts on it. Not upset or frustrate or anger anybody, but just good or bad, keep it real. And David, hey, Lady A, stop showing me ads or I'll throw you out my top floor window. Oh, you know what? The ad's going to be, do you need someone to come repair your window? So, you want me to schedule someone to repair your window? Carl, I also hate the Echoes. The concept of the Echo shows are great, especially a 21-inch, but it's created for poster-size apps. No, thank you. Yeah, and that's... Yeah, well, it's one of the things I think is not good about the Echo or about the HomePod Mini. It's a great sized device. It sounds good and all, but nothing's customized to the HomePod Mini. It's all just a shrunken down iPad. And nothing's customized to a 21-inch. It's just, it's like the telephones. It's with the big numbers on them. Numbers all huge. That's all it is. Ryan, okay, so you're using the HomePod now, correct? Are those better than the Amazon Echoes? Oh, Ryan, I use them both. And actually, watch tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video might be good for you in there, is that the title of it as of now is HomePods and Siri Suck as a Smart Assistant. And the idea behind that is really to kind of show people who may ask the questions, which one's better? So the HomePod is a better smart home controller, I think. And for me, that's what I want more. But then the Echoes are a better smart assistant. So I break all that down in tomorrow's video, which I need to go finish editing. But it shares the pros and cons of each. It is definitely not one of those Echo suck. It's just they have their different uses. I'm really I treat the smart speakers and assistants no different than I would an application. I don't want Microsoft Office to take care of my social media, and I don't want Facebook or YouTube to take care of my emails. They all have their purposes. So watch it and take a look at it. And Ryan, thank you. Thank you for helping with just some content there, man. You bringing that question out. They'll be like, this guy's insane. I'm going to stay. No, so I appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, Larry, I still actually have an Echo Spot in my kitchen. I'd rather merciless in expressing my opinion on that particular device. Okay, last call for messages. Actually, I'm just going to need to wrap it up and speed through. Do you use HomePods with the hi-fi audio app like or Tidal? No, Carl, I do not use, they don't have any apps like that. You only get the Apple app, the lossless from Apple and spatial audio, which I don't even know if it's lossless on the HomePods. I don't know if that's really been a selling point for the HomePods. I don't know. I would have to look that up. But I know lossless and spatial audio is showing up all the time in Apple Music at this point. When someone on Amazon sees night mode video, they'll add ads on the night mode screen to enhance your sleeping experience with personalized recommendations. No, they got their blinders on. They're like, we don't look at what the outside world wants. We do what we want. Okay, this stream seems to have given me a relaxed sense. My Fitbit just told me my pulse has been below 50 for over 3 minutes. I thought it would wind you up. I have Prime. I probably try Lady A+, but not going to upload any day. That's just for me. It's just like, how far do you really want to go with this stuff? They have ads now with their shopping list too. See, yeah. Are there ads on Fire TVs too? Oh yeah. Yeah. There's all different ads on Fire TVs. They're pretty bad. Ava, got to go play taxi for my daughter. Looking forward to how this all shakes out with Amazon. Bets are their capitalism wins. Love it, Ava. Thank you. And have a great day. And thank you for being here. Outlook email and Microsoft Teams crash here in the UK. It was down for 2 to 3 days. That's a big one, man. That's huge because they do so much. Okay, we made it to the end of the stream. This was a little bit of a long one. Thank you guys for being here and spending part of your day. Hopefully not too many of you ran away and unsubscribed. But yeah, hopefully there's some value, something entertaining in there. And thank you for your support. And if you guys like to become a channel member and join us for the member stream next week, it's a 45 minutes before this stream. And we go into deeper stuff there, especially if you need any tech support or want to talk about a particular topic. That time is for the members and for anything you guys want to talk about. So have a great rest of your weekend. Definitely check out tomorrow's video. I try to give a fair assessment of the strengths of the HomePod and the Echo, because I do think they have they have strengths. Should I resubscribe now? Up to you. Okay, punched in AI work now. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Bill. And thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend. Take care.